God did this really big experiment around 2200 BC. He had this stellar superstar son, his trophy child, and his name was Job. And the Bible says that this man was blameless and upright. He had 7 sons and 3 daughters. He owned 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 yoke of oxen, 500 donkeys, and he had a large number of servants. And he was the greatest man among all the people of the East. And Job was everything. I mean, this dude was like earth, wind, fire, metal, air, like crystals and flowers. I mean, he had mastered every force within him. He was like Sansei, Tai Chi guru, avatar of the human race. Like, he was basically the greatest man among all the people in the East. And one day, Satan tells God, I can have Job, like, meaning, can I crush him? I like to crush the pretty ones. And God is like, you can't crush him. He's indestructible. And Satan's like, but can I try? I want to try, okay? And God said, well, you're not going to be able to destroy my son. He has my DNA. And Satan says, well, what are you made of? Like 100% industrial grade rubber? Is this dude is human? He can be crushed and pulverized. And God said, probably not. And says, okay, wait, what if I slime him? I'm gonna cover him in slimes and gross yucky stuffs. And God said, well, he's gonna overcome it. And Satan said, well, what if I kill all his kids and I kills all his animals and I kills all his houses and I just leave all the crappy jealous friends who make fun of him. And God said, well, he'll suffer, but he's not gonna be crushed. And Satan is like, what are you? Elon Musk? Every design, no matter how well thought out, has some kind of flaw. You just have to let me find it. And God is like, it's not how I designed him, it's how I combined him. Satan's like, what? What? God said, I made him so that you can combine him with any element, including evil, and he's not going to be crushed. He's just going to change forms. And Satan's like, what if I poop in his oatmeal? God said, nope. Satan says, okay, new rules, new rules, new rules, new rules. You, and he points into God's nostrils, you're not allowed to be nice to him when I slime him. You got to go on vacay. You can't answer any of his text messages or his phone calls. And God said, well, like, even if I, God, the Father and the Mother of the universe, turn my back on my own child, even then you can't crush him. His soul's going to survive. And Satan's like, what is he equal to you or something? Like, I mean, who can outrank you? And God said, he's made in my image. There's nothing he can do to go against who he is. He is who he is. And Satan's like, well, what ifs I take away his career and I make him get a job as a valet parking guy? Like, he has to park donkeys for a living. And God said, I doubt that will make him forget who he is. And so he's like, but he's going to be poor. He's going to lose all his hair. He's going to be ugly, smuggly. And people who once treated him like the highest of the high, they're going to start treating him like the lowest of the low. Yeah, low, get low. And God said, well, I mean, try it. Try it. Go try it. I don't think it's going to work. And Satan said, deal. So Satan, all hyped out on crystal meth, he goes to Job's house. He wipes out everything, including his whole family. Yeah, nice. So Job is left sitting there, tattered. His skin's covered in boils. He's got a sprained ankle, dislocated vertebrae, zits all over his face. And Satan is giggling. It's great. I took God's golden child and I poured evil all over him. And God waves his finger, motions to Job. Satan takes a good look. And there Job is. And his heart, after all of that, is not tarnished. It's gleaming gold. Yeah. So Satan throws some more acid on Job. And Job, Even though his bones break and his skin bleeds, his heart remains pure solid gold. So then Satan sends some of Job's friends over to make fun of him and insult him while he's down. It's going to get him. It's in his head. It's in his head. I know it. So Job's crying, but his heart remains pure gold. So Satan knocks on God's door. God's like, come on in. So he's like, the hate I give kind of made all the outside stuff, like his house, his health, his wealth, dissolve. But his heart got even more shiny. And God said, well, that's the light coming out of his heart. I mean, it's eventually going to regenerate every other part of his body in his life. It's actually going to grow a new body, a new life, a new family, a new empire, a new set of things. Like, wait, what? And God said, yeah, like what you did was exfoliate the outer layers, and it looks bad now, but it's actually going to stimulate the collagen in the skin, and it's going to regrow back even prettier than before. And Satan's like, he's going to be better looking, richer, happier, wiser, healthier, more successful after this. And God's like, yeah. And Satan's like, well, what the heck, man? What is the purpose of evil if I can't destroy anybody? And God is like, well, yeah, I mean, all you did was reveal the hidden truth underneath. Did you see him? Satan's like, yeah. Like there was a stray cat, and it tilted its head in pity at him. And then Job started sobbing. He was like so grateful that the cat showed sympathy, that his heart started glowing and pouring out all of this light into the world. I mean, this guy has a nothing. He has a light pouring out of him like a fountain. And he's like a bum on the sidewalk covered in dust and ashes. God is like, told you. And Satan is like, so wait. Humans can be combined with evil and it just makes them better. And God is like, you can destroy everything in his life, but you cannot destroy his faith. His faith may no longer look like riches and health. It may look like a dirty stray cat from now on. And Satan is nodding. He agrees. He's like, yeah. He you should have seen him. He looked like an ad for UNICEF with that cat staring at him with the eyes of love and pity. And if I did a GoFundMe right now, I could raise $2 million for this guy in 48 hours. And God is like, Job used to make everyone envious, jelly, jealous. Everyone's like, look at that superhero, the golden swan. They hated him because he was good looking, successful, blameless, upright, peaceful. I mean, everyone hated him. And as soon as you threw evil on him, you made the whole world pity and love him. He was worth $1 billion. After you throw evil on him, do the GoFundMe, he's going to be worth $2 billion and win the Nobel Peace Prize, the Pulitzer, an Academy Award. He's probably going to marry a hot wife who's president of her own nation. And then God looked Satan in the eye and he said, dude, you blew him up. He's the bomb. I made him famous. You made him infamous. That's the purpose of evil. The purpose of evil is to take someone who is good and make them great.